In the vast remote expanse of the American Midwest, where the wind whispers through endless miles of prairie grass and the horizon stretches unbroken, there exist lives defined by an elemental solitude. Imagine, if you will, a man named Hank. His face, etched with the sun and years of toil, tells a story of hard work, of dreams once vibrant, but now faded like an old photograph. For decades, his world has been the sprawling acreage of his ranch, a kingdom of cattle and fences where the silence is often his only companion. The rhythm of his days is dictated by the land, the rising sun, the setting sun, the changing seasons, a relentless cycle that, while grounding, has also slowly but surely eroded the very human connections he once cherished. He is a relic of a bygone era, perhaps, a testament to resilience, yet undeniably touched by a profound sense of isolation, a quiet yearning for something more than the vast, empty sky above him. This isn't merely a tale of rural life. It's a narrative that speaks to a deeper, more universal human experience, the feeling of being left behind by a world accelerating at breakneck speed. For Hank, the advancements of technology, the promises of a connected future, felt not just distant, but almost alien. Smart devices, electric vehicles, renewable energy, these were concepts whispered about in news reports he barely caught. Belonging to a realm so far removed from his dusty boots and calloused hands that they might as well have been from another planet. His life was analog, grounded in the tangible, and the digital revolution seemed to pass him by without so much as a ripple. He had long since accepted this reality, believing that his path was set, his connection to the bustling outside world severed by miles of unpaved roads and the sheer weight of time. Yet destiny, as it often does, has a peculiar way of orchestrating the improbable. One crisp morning, as Hank was engaged in the familiar, rhythmic labor of his ranch, a sound utterly out of place pierced the profound stillness of the plains. It was a distant hum, growing steadily, unlike anything he had ever heard approaching his remote property. His brow furrowed in curiosity, then surprise, as a vehicle, unlike any he had ever seen, glided into view. It was angular, almost futuristic, a gleaming silver wedge against the muted browns and greens of the landscape. And then, the impossible happened. From the driver's seat emerged a figure instantly recognizable, a face that belonged on magazine covers and news broadcasts, not on a forgotten dirt road in the middle of nowhere. It was Elon Musk himself, stepping out of a Tesla Cybertruck, keys in hand, ready to deliver not just a vehicle, but an unimaginable twist of fate. This moment, frozen in the cold morning air, represented more than just a peculiar delivery. It was the collision of two vastly different worlds, an unlikely intersection of the past and the future, the solitary and the globally connected. Hank, a man who had long felt invisible, suddenly found himself face to face with one of the most influential figures of the modern age, a man whose very name was synonymous with pushing the boundaries of human endeavor. The surreal nature of the encounter was palpable, a moment that defied all logic and expectation. How did such an extraordinary event come to pass? What chain of circumstances could possibly lead a visionary entrepreneur to the doorstep of a reclusive rancher in the heart of the American wilderness? The initial shock gave way to an awkward, then surprisingly heartfelt exchange. Over cups of coffee, brewed strong and black, Hank, for the first time in perhaps decades, began to truly open up. He spoke of the loneliness, the quiet struggles that had defined his existence, the way technology, while promising progress, felt like an insurmountable barrier to someone like him, a foreign language he could never hope to learn. And in return, Elon, the architect of a new technological epoch, shared a vision not just of electric vehicles and renewable energy, but of a future where innovation could indeed touch even the most remote corners of the world, where progress wasn't exclusive to the urban centers. He spoke of hope, of bridging distances, of the potential for a better tomorrow. even for those far removed from the bustling metropolises. What transpired next, however, transcended the mere exchange of stories or the delivery of a cutting-edge machine. The Cybertruck, this audacious symbol of technological advancement, became far more than just a gift. It transformed, before their very eyes, into a tangible bridge, a conduit reconnecting Hank to a world he had long believed was lost to him forever. This wasn't merely about gaining a powerful new vehicle. It was about the unexpected gift of renewed purpose, a literal and metaphorical connection to the outside world, and in the most profound and unexpected way, a reminder that even the most isolated lives can be touched by the extraordinary forces of kindness, generosity, and the enduring power of human connection. The story, as it unfolds, is one that will challenge perceptions, stir emotions, and ultimately leave you in awe of the unexpected ways lives can intersect and be transformed. It serves as a powerful testament that no one is truly alone, and that bridges can always be built, no matter how vast the apparent distance. This extraordinary encounter, far from being a random quirk of fate, can truly be understood as the culmination of two fundamentally divergent trajectories in American life. Consider for a moment the foundational ethos that shaped Hank's world. For generations, the vast, untamed expanse of the American West demanded a particular kind of resilience, fostering communities rooted in self-sufficiency and an intimate understanding of the land. Ranching, in particular, was not merely an occupation. It was a way of life, built upon the bedrock of physical labor, unwavering perseverance, and a deep-seated skepticism towards anything that threatened the established order or challenged the hard-won wisdom passed down through families. The sheer scale of the landscape naturally bred independence, but also, almost inevitably, a profound sense of isolation. Innovation for these pioneers often meant a more durable fence post, a more efficient way to manage a herd, or a practical solution to a persistent problem. Advancements born of necessity and direct application, not abstract theoretical leaps. Their progress was incremental, tangible, and deeply connected to the earth beneath their feet, fostering a worldview that valued the enduring over the ephemeral, the tried and true over the radically new. Conversely, the world from which Elon Musk emerged represents a vastly different lineage, one forged in the crucible of abstract thought and digital innovation. The genesis of what we now broadly term Silicon Valley began not with plows and cattle, but with microchips and lines of code, a relentless pursuit of exponential growth and disruptive technologies. This realm thrives on challenging existing paradigms, on the belief that every problem has a technological solution, and that the future can be engineered into existence, often at breakneck speed. Its pioneers were driven by a different kind of frontier, the boundless possibilities of information, connectivity, and automation. Here, the measure of success isn't just about what you build, but how quickly you can scale it, how widely it can impact global systems, and how fundamentally it can reshape human behavior. The inherent forward-looking nature of this culture often prioritizes rapid iteration over long-term stability, favoring agility and constant reinvention. The chasm that developed between these two realities, Hank's and Elon's, is not merely geographical. It's a profound cultural and infrastructural divide that has widened significantly over recent decades. While one segment of society embraced the promise of instant global communication, autonomous vehicles, and renewable energy grids, another remained tethered to the rhythms of the natural world, often without the fundamental infrastructure like reliable high-speed internet or ubiquitous electric vehicle charging stations that underpins modern technological adoption. This disparity isn't just about access. It's about a divergence in lived experience, in daily priorities, and in the very language used to describe progress. For many in Hank's world, the future often felt like something happening elsewhere. To other people, creating a psychological distance as formidable as any physical one. The narrative of technological advancement, while promising universal benefits, often overlooked the practicalities and cultural nuances of integrating these innovations into lifestyles that had, for generations, valued tradition and self-reliance above all else. Consider, then, the profound significance of that gleaming Cybertruck appearing on Hank's dusty ranch. It wasn't just a product delivery. It was a deliberate, symbolic gesture that directly confronted this growing societal schism. The very act of bringing a vanguard of technological progress to a place so seemingly untouched by it, it speaks volumes about a shifting paradigm. It challenges the assumption that innovation is exclusive to urban centers or coastal enclaves, asserting instead that the benefits of advancement can, and perhaps should, extend to every corner, every community, regardless of how remote. This encounter, therefore, becomes a potent metaphor for bridging divides that many believed were insurmountable, an attempt to weave disparate threads of the American narrative back into a cohesive whole. Furthermore, this unique convergence underscored a critical aspect often overlooked in the relentless march of technological development: the human element. For all the talk of algorithms and artificial intelligence, the moment on Hank's ranch was fundamentally about person-to-person connection, about listening and understanding. It highlighted that true progress isn't solely measured by the sophistication of a machine, but by its capacity to enhance human lives, to alleviate burdens, and to foster connection where isolation once reigned. The context of their meeting, rooted in these deeply contrasting yet equally valid historical and cultural foundations, transforms a simple delivery into a powerful commentary on the future of connectivity, underscoring the urgent need to ensure that the benefits of innovation are broadly distributed, reaching beyond the typical early adopters to touch lives in unexpected and meaningful ways. This narrative forces us to reflect on the very purpose of progress itself. Is it merely to create more advanced tools, or is it to create a more inclusive and connected human experience? Now let us delve deeper into the very essence of the Cybertruck itself, moving beyond the sheer surprise of its arrival to comprehend the profound utility and innovative design principles it embodies, particularly in a setting as demanding as Hank's ranch. What truly sets this vehicle apart, making it more than just another pickup, is its revolutionary construction. Imagine a truck built with an ultra-hard 30X cold-rolled stainless steel exoskeleton, a material more typically found in spacecraft than on a farm. This unique choice of material isn't just for aesthetics. It provides unparalleled durability, rendering the vehicle virtually impervious to the scratches, dents, and minor impacts that are an inevitable part of rugged rural life. Consider the constant barrage of gravel on unpaved roads, the accidental brush with a fence post, or the errant tree branch. For Hank, this means a workhorse that resists the wear and tear that would quickly degrade conventional vehicles, offering a level of resilience that directly translates into lower maintenance and a far longer operational lifespan. Beyond its striking external shell, the Cybertruck's powertrain redefines what a work vehicle can achieve. Unlike traditional gasoline or diesel trucks that rely on complex internal combustion engines, this machine operates with instantaneous electric torque. This isn't just about speed. It means immediate power delivery, exactly when needed, whether pulling a heavy trailer through mud or navigating steep inclines with a full load. Furthermore, the absence of a roaring engine profoundly impacts the ranch environment. Think of the quiet operation. No more startling livestock with loud engine noises, allowing for a more harmonious interaction with animals. This silent efficiency also translates into a far more pleasant experience for the driver, reducing noise pollution and fatigue over long days spent traversing vast expanses of land. The precision of electric motors also offers superior control, a critical advantage when maneuvering in tight spaces or over challenging terrain where a delicate touch is often required. Crucially, for a life like Hank's, situated far from conventional infrastructure, the Cybertruck functions as a mobile power station. Its massive battery pack isn't solely for propulsion. It's designed to export significant amounts of electricity. Envision the possibilities. Onboard power outlets, capable of running heavy-duty power tools like welders or saws directly in the field, eliminating the need for noisy, fuel-guzzling generators. This capability transforms the truck into a portable workshop, allowing repairs and tasks to be completed wherever they are needed, rather than requiring materials and equipment to be hauled back to a central shed. In a scenario where power outages are not uncommon, or where distant outbuildings lack electricity, the Cybertruck could even serve as a temporary backup power source for essential ranch operations, providing critical energy for lights, pumps, or communication devices when the grid fails. Moreover, the vehicle's adaptive air suspension system offers a transformative advantage for navigating the unpredictable conditions of a ranch. This intelligent system can automatically adjust ride height, providing optimal ground clearance for traversing rocky trails, deep ruts, or snow-covered fields. Imagine the ease with which Hank could now cross a flooded creek bed or drive over recently tilled earth without fear of getting stuck or damaging the undercarriage. This versatility extends to loading and unloading as well. The bed can be lowered to make it easier to load heavy equipment or supplies, then raised again for maximum clearance on the move. Such adaptability is not merely a convenience. It is a fundamental enhancement to operational efficiency and safety. In environments where conditions can change rapidly and unpredictably. Consider, too, the inherent sustainability woven into the Cybertruck's design. By eliminating reliance on fossil fuels, it drastically reduces the carbon footprint of daily ranch operations. While charging infrastructure might be initial consideration, in remote areas the potential for solar charging solutions, perhaps even integrated directly into ranch infrastructure, aligns perfectly with the Cybertruck's electric nature. This transition to electric power represents more than just an environmental statement. It signifies a move towards energy independence, shielding Hank from volatile fuel prices and contributing to a more self-sufficient, resilient operation. The vehicle thus becomes a tangible symbol of future-proofing, allowing traditional industries to embrace modern solutions that enhance both productivity and ecological responsibility. Ultimately, what this vehicle represents in Hank's hands is a powerful paradigm shift. It's not just about a new mode of transportation. It's about a redefinition of what a work vehicle can be, a mobile hub of power, resilience, and connectivity. It embodies the concept of bringing advanced capabilities to where they are most needed, transforming remote challenges into opportunities for innovation. This fusion of cutting-edge engineering with the practical demands of a demanding lifestyle illustrates how technology, when thoughtfully applied, can profoundly empower individuals and operations that have historically been underserved by mainstream advancements. Beyond the impressive engineering and cutting-edge features that defined the Cybertruck as a machine, its arrival at Hank's remote ranch began to ripple outwards, initiating transformations that extended far beyond mere transportation. Consider for a moment the profound social implications. For decades, Hank's isolation wasn't solely a matter of physical distance. It was a psychological barrier, a sense of being disconnected from the evolving tapestry of human society. The truck, with its undeniable presence and futuristic aura, became an instant conversation piece, a beacon drawing curiosity from the infrequent passers-by and local community members who, until now, had perhaps seen Hank as an unchanging fixture of the landscape. It fostered a new kind of interaction, sparking questions and shared wonder where only polite nods once existed. This unexpected attention served to gently pull Hank back into the orbit of human connection, breaking down the invisible walls that years of solitude had erected. Furthermore, The very act of receiving such a gift, and from such a prominent figure, imbued Hank with an unexpected sense of validation. For a man who had often felt overlooked, a silent sentinel in a forgotten corner of the world, this gesture was a powerful affirmation of his worth. It wasn't just about the vehicle. It was about being seen, about mattering enough for someone to traverse miles of rugged terrain to reach him. This newfound sense of recognition began to chip away at the quiet resignation that had settled over him, replacing it with a rekindled spark of engagement and a willingness to envision possibilities he had long since dismissed. His posture seemed to straighten, his gaze held a fresh glint of curiosity, reflecting an internal shift from passive observer to active participant in his own unfolding story. From an economic perspective, the Cybertruck's integration into Hank's daily operations unlocked previously unattainable efficiencies and opened novel avenues for his ranching enterprise. Imagine the time saved in hauling feed, supplies, or even livestock to market. The sheer carrying capacity and robust power meant fewer trips, translating directly into reduced operational hours and less wear on other existing equipment. This efficiency wasn't merely about convenience. It provided Hank with the precious commodity of time he could now redirect towards expanding his herd, improving pasture management, or even diversifying into new agricultural endeavors that were once logistically impossible. For instance, he could now reliably transport specialized produce or artisan goods to distant farmers' markets, accessing premium prices that were previously out of reach due to transportation limitations. The vehicle thus became a catalyst for economic revitalization, transforming the ranch from a self-sustaining entity into one with expanded commercial potential. Moreover, the psychological uplift for Hank was palpable. The debilitating weight of feeling perpetually behind the curve, of being a vestige of a bygone era, began to lift. The Cybertruck, a tangible piece of the future, positioned him not as a relic, but as an unlikely pioneer. This shift in self-perception had profound effects on his mental well-being, diminishing the pervasive loneliness and fostering a renewed sense of purpose. He found himself more inclined to explore, to connect, to learn about the innovations that had once seemed so intimidating. This wasn't merely about having a new toy. It was about regaining agency over his future, realizing that the tide of progress wasn't necessarily leaving him stranded, but could in fact carry him forward. Another crucial layer of implication lies in the symbolic power of the Cybertruck, held within the broader rural community. Hank's story, undoubtedly, spread like wildfire through the sparse network of neighbors and local townsfolk. It became a talking point, a powerful anecdote challenging the prevailing narrative that advanced technology was solely the domain of urban centers. For many, Hank's Cybertruck served as a tangible demonstration that innovation could indeed serve the practical, demanding needs of rural life, inspiring others to reconsider their own relationship with emerging technologies. It sparked conversations about renewable energy in agricultural settings, about the potential for electric vehicles in harsh environments, and about bridging the digital divide that often isolates remote communities. This individual encounter thus inadvertently became a beacon, illuminating the path for broader adoption and understanding of modern solutions in areas traditionally resistant to rapid change. Consequently, Hank's Ranch, once a secluded outpost, began to subtly transform into a nexus of curiosity and conversation. Neighbors, drawn by the allure of the futuristic vehicle, would drop by, not just to admire the truck, but to reconnect with Hank, to share stories, and to discuss the changing world. This unexpected bridge of human connection, forged by a gleaming piece of technology, underscored a universal truth, that even in an age of rapid advancement, the fundamental human need for community, for belonging, and for shared experience remains paramount. It's a testament to how an unexpected act of generosity, combined with visionary technology, can profoundly alter an individual's trajectory and, in doing so, send ripples of change throughout an entire community, proving that progress can indeed reach the most unexpected and deserving corners of our world. Reflecting on this unfolding narrative, we discern a profound convergence of forces, illustrating how the seemingly disparate elements of human endeavor and technological advancement can coalesce in unexpected and deeply meaningful ways. What began as an astonishing intersection of contrasting worlds has gradually revealed itself as a testament to the inherent human capacity for connection, even across the vastest of divides. The initial shock of the improbable meeting has given way to a deeper contemplation of how barriers, whether geographical, generational, or technological, are not immutable but rather permeable to acts of vision and generosity. As these threads interweave, we observe a subtle yet powerful alchemy at play. The very qualities that once underscored isolation, the rugged terrain, the boundless horizons, the reliance on self-sufficiency, are paradoxically transformed into a landscape ripe for innovation. The narrative has illuminated how the cutting edge of human ingenuity, far from being confined to the bustling epicenters of progress, can find its most impactful resonance in the quietest, most overlooked corners. It's a compelling demonstration that the future isn't a singular, monolithic destination, but rather a mosaic built from countless individual transformations, each reflecting the unique needs and aspirations of diverse communities. The quiet hum of a new dawn, once a distant echo for some, now resonates with the promise of revitalized purpose. Beyond the immediate spectacle, a deeper truth emerges, that true progress is not solely measured by the sophistication of a machine or the speed of its algorithms, but by its capacity to serve humanity in its most fundamental needs. We've seen how an object of advanced engineering transcends its material form to become a catalyst for re-engagement, a physical manifestation of a bridge between what was and what could be. The cumulative effect of these revelations paints a picture where the inherent resilience of traditional ways of life is not superseded by innovation, but rather amplified and enriched by it, creating a more robust and adaptable existence. This fusion suggests a symbiotic relationship where the wisdom of enduring practices can ground the rapid ascent of new technologies, ensuring their application is both practical and profoundly beneficial. This journey has illuminated how the erosion of old boundaries can give rise to new horizons, fostering a sense of belonging where disconnection once prevailed. The story has unfolded to reveal how a singular event can unlock a cascade of changes, touching the very core of human experience. It speaks to the latent potential for technology to not merely automate tasks, but to unlock human potential, to foster communication, and to rekindle a sense of shared community that might otherwise fade. The implicit message is that the spirit of innovation, when paired with genuine human concern, possesses the power to transcend mere utility, becoming instead a vehicle for profound personal and communal renewal. Drawing these diverse elements into focus, we are left with a powerful image, a long-dormant current finding a new, more expansive channel, carrying with it the promise of growth and renewed vitality. The narrative encourages us to look beyond the obvious to perceive the hidden connections that bind us, and to recognize that even the most seemingly disparate elements of our world can be woven into a vibrant new pattern. As we pivot towards the final reflection, consider how this extraordinary confluence of events challenges our preconceived notions about progress, isolation, and the enduring strength of the human spirit. It prepares us to embrace a broader understanding of what it means to be connected in an increasingly complex world, and to ponder the far-reaching implications of such unexpected acts of kindness and visionary foresight. And so, as the dust settled on Hank's ranch, and the hum of the Cybertruck became a familiar, comforting presence rather than a startling anomaly, The true essence of this extraordinary encounter began to unfurl. What transpired was far more than a simple delivery. It was a profound testament to the unexpected ways in which human connection can blossom across seemingly insurmountable divides. Hank, a figure sculpted by the rugged solitude of the American heartland, and Elon, an architect of humanity's audacious future, found common ground not in shared experiences, but in a shared understanding of possibility and perhaps a mutual recognition of the universal human yearning for connection and purpose. This narrative, at its core, is a vibrant illustration that the most groundbreaking innovations are not solely defined by their technical specifications or their capacity for disruptive change. Rather, their truest measure lies in their ability to serve as a conduit for empathy, a tangible bridge across the very chasms that often fragment our modern world. The Cybertruck, in Hank's weathered hands, ceased to be just a vehicle of advanced engineering. It transformed into a symbol of outreach, a beacon signaling that progress, when wielded with intention and generosity, holds the power to uplift, to include, and to reintegrate individuals who might otherwise feel marginalized by the relentless march of time and technology. It quietly whispered a powerful truth, that no one is truly beyond the reach of human kindness, and that the future can indeed be for everyone, not just for the privileged few. The story of Hank and the Cybertruck compels us to reconsider our definitions of progress and prosperity. It challenges the prevailing notion that technological advancement inevitably leads to greater isolation, presenting instead a compelling counter-narrative where innovation, when infused with a human touch, becomes a powerful force for unity. It underscores that the most valuable connections are often forged in the most improbable circumstances, reminding us that genuine engagement requires stepping outside our familiar spheres, embracing the unfamiliar, and acknowledging the inherent worth in every individual's journey, regardless of their background or lifestyle. This unexpected alliance between the traditional and the futuristic serves as a potent metaphor for a broader societal aspiration to build a future where technological prowess is harmoniously integrated with compassion, ensuring that the benefits of human ingenuity ripple outwards to touch every life, every community, in meaningful and transformative ways. Ultimately, Hank's story is a vivid reminder that the very fabric of our shared humanity is woven from these threads of unexpected connection, of generous gestures that transcend transactional exchanges, and of the profound impact one person can have on another. It encourages us to look beyond superficial differences, to seek out the shared humanity that lies beneath, and to recognize that the most profound technologies are those that ultimately bring us closer, not just to information or efficiency, but to each other. It's an invitation to ponder the quiet heroism of everyday lives, the immense power of a simple act of reaching out, and the boundless potential for transformation that resides within unexpected encounters. As the sun sets over Hank's ranch, casting long shadows across the gleaming Cybertruck,